What did it mean to you last year to win Best Actress?
Oh, everything. Just immensely proud of, that production. It felt incredibly special to be receiving the award pregnant. Slightly like, this can't be right to be able to have everything at once. All the best bits of being a woman and an actress was lovely. It just, from the moment that we started doing After the Dance, it felt like an immensely special thing. So it was just really, it was really the end of that extraordinary journey, and more than I could possibly have wished for.
And of the current nominees, is there anyone that you're particularly rooting for or pleased for?
Bertie Carvel and Matilda. Bertie's a friend, and I just think he's an extraordinary performer, and his Trunchbull is just magic. And I was particularly excited about that. But also Crazy for You, which is coming to town from Regent's Park, I think is brilliant. And loads of really, really exciting, rich theatre and extraordinary performances across the board, and lots of comedy, which is really exciting. I think people really want to laugh at the moment, and so that's great that's been really properly celebrated. And it's just wonderful that Matilda's done so well, and One Man, Two Governors, and it's a really, really exciting lineup. So I look forward to the 15th thing.
Absolutely delighted. Would love to have had a nod for everyone involved, because I think it's such a fantastic ensemble achievement. I'm particularly proud of the fact that it's an independently produced production in association with Liverpool Playhouse, but just knowing the quality of work at the moment, not least coming from the National Theatre and the Royal Court, One Man, Two Governors getting the same amount of nominations as ourselves. Well, I couldn't be happier, because that's another wonderful comedy. So to be up neck and neck is terrific.
It seems to be indicative as well of this idea that feel-good shows and comedies are very much on vogue at the moment. Is that a trend, do you think, that is actually happening, or is it just something that the media like, a label that people like to put on it?
Whether I'm in the theatre or not, I tend to like to feel good. So I think theatre needs to reflect that we all need cheering up, and comedy is a brilliant way to do that, and there's so much of it. And I'm also proud that 39 Steps in its 6th year hasn't seemed to have been dented by so many comedies. People are still going there as well. So long may they last, long may people laugh, and long may producers not feel competition with other comedies, because clearly London wants to embrace all of them.
Any plans for Ladykillers beyond its current?
Yes, we're going on tour around the UK. We're going to be all around the world, from what I can tell in terms of interest from every corner of the planet, which is lovely. We've got to beat 39 Steps, which has pretty much played every continent there is, including China and India, but I'm not sure we'll get that far. And we want to come back to the West End. So the West End, if they'll have us, we'll be back.
You heard it here first. Just a quick word for Marsha Warren.
Marsha
how
Warren
proud of you.
is the most adorable lady, on stage and off stage. I saw her last night, and I didn't even think to wish her well for today in terms of nominations. She probably hadn't even thought of it, neither had I, and now I'm going to go and give her a big hug and say well done, because she deserves it. She's wonderful.
Well, do pass on congratulations
Thank
from us
you.
as well. And just finally, just going back to the genesis of Ladykillers, what was the initial spark that made you want to do this project in the first place?
A lovely agent rang me who happens to look after the designer, Rupert Lord, and he said, what do you think about the idea of doing the Ladykillers on stage? And I thought it was a terrific idea, and I had thought about it before, but it was when I was sort of forced to think about it for longer, because it's one of my favourite films. I love the film, and my fear was trying to compete with what is a wonderful movie, and how do you beat Alec Guinness and all the rest. So I think what Graham Linehan has done so well, writing theatre for the first time in close collaboration with Sean Foley, is making something that feels like a companion piece to the film. as opposed to trying to carbon copy, and it sits very well. You're still in the world of the Ladykillers and the movie, but something quite different's going on in terms of the farcical side that I think Sean and Graham have developed a lot more.
Yes, absolutely. Well, thank you again, and many
Thank
congratulations. So Ryan, Jersey Boys is up for the Audience Award.
Yeah.
Another potential accolade for the show.
Yeah.
How does it feel? First reactions?
It feels amazing. I mean, it feels incredible that the audience that all of this time have stuck with us, have supported us, who've kept coming back again and again, who've enjoyed the show, who have been so great to us, as a responsive audience, and helped us with that energy to get through the shows. And the 5th year, and for them to put us in a shortlist like this with 3 other fantastic shows who have also been around, who've got big fan bases as well. I mean, my hat's off to them. My hat's off to the fans of Jersey Boys. They've done us proud.
And you personally, you've done the show obviously for so long now. How is your enthusiasm still as much as it always was?
I mean, it's hardcore. I mean, it's bizarre when you think about this is my 5th year, and all the casts that I've gone through, the cast changes, the wives that I've had, the girlfriends that I've had, the different daughters that I've had. And it's been insane. But
this is on stage.
This is on stage. Yeah, there's even more off stage. But I mean, it's been absolutely, it's been a wonderful ride. And the thing is about Jersey Boys, it's such an intense show. It's just a deep show. It's such a hardcore, musical experience, and also for an actor as well. It's a fantastic journey. There's always something else to find in the piece, and that intensity. Every night you get addicted to that, and I think that's where I am with Jersey Boys right now. I've really, got to a point where it's just crazy. It's like racing car driving out there. It's a feeling which is so strong that you just want it again and again and again every night. So,
and how much longer do you? How many more? Years. I'm going to say. Do you think you've got in you?
I mean, to be totally honest, I mean, I'd love to stay in Jersey Boys forever. It's that kind of show, because I know when I leave Jersey Boys, it's going to be nothing. It's going to be nothing like it, definitely in a musical world. So you might as well stay in something until you feel like you've done everything you can in that role, and then move on. And I think I'm not there yet, but I'm definitely getting close.
Yeah. The WhatsOnStage.com awards that you won for the first run were voted for by the audience, and you came out on top in those. This award that you're currently up for is obviously voted by the audience as well. What would you say to your fans out there to try and encourage them and to vote for you?
Jersey
You've got some tough competition as well.
Yeah, I know, and they've got some great fan bases as well. I mean, the thing is about this, it's not really the battles of the show; it's the battle of the fans. It's which fans want it more. And I know the Wicked fans always like to flex it out and like to bring it real. And good for them too, because there's so many of them. They really believe in that show. They love that show, and but you know what? And you've got the history of Les Mis, and also there's a great crowd that followed Billy. But Jersey Boys are really going to give them a run for their money this year, and we got a lot of fans in there who have really been believing for a long time. And I think it's about time that the fans of Jersey Boys, they got their time.
I think we should have some sort of fan off. Get them all together in a car park somewhere, and
definitely.
just let them,
Yeah, maybe it's like Braveheart or something, on 2 different fields, and just kind of run at each other, just singing the songs.
It's coming. It's building. It's brewing.
I feel that. I mean, I'm pretty jealous that the Billy guys today all had T-shirts with Billy on. I should get one with Frankie on.
You're missing a trick there. This year strikes me as a real step forward for the Oliviers in terms of your broadcast coverage, and it just feels like it's a lot bigger in a way.
Look, I think it is, and we're aiming to do that. We want the Oliviers to be seen throughout the world as celebrating London and UK theatre.
Yeah.
We have an opportunity to do that. We're very grateful to everyone we work with, everyone at the BBC and Radio 2, and we've got a great opportunity in moving to the Opera House as well.
It's
a massive opportunity, and we want to grasp that with both hands. Yeah.
Have you looked at what the Tonys have done? And
look, we work very, very closely
Yeah.
with the Tonys, but both ways actually. And
Yeah.
you know, it's great that the Tonys people will be here for the Oliviers, and they very nicely invite us out there for that. And you know, we work very closely together, and that's a strength, I think. You know, I'm on record, and I continue to say, you know, there are two great theatre capitals in this world, London and New York, and we both deserve to have big nights of celebration of what we're doing. And you know, they have the Tonys. I hope we have the Oliviers increasingly, and it's exciting times. You know.
can you tell us a bit more about the transatlantic link-up that's
Sure.
going to happen on the night itself?
Yes, so we are doing a live relay to one of the Lincoln Centre venues. It's called Jazz at the Lincoln Centre, and it's this amazing venue that overlooks Central Park. It has this kind of curved glass wall. It's actually the venue where Anderson Cooper films his chat show in New York. Very exciting for an invited audience of theatre people and all sorts of others, and it's going to be a very, very exciting event, I think.
Yeah.
So I only wish I could be there as well as him, you know.
The frustrations of science.
Exactly, yes. If someone could sort that out for me, that would be great. So.
Looking at the lists this
Yeah.
year, the shortlist, obviously Matilda doing incredibly well, 10 nominations.
Yeah.
Can you remember the last time a show garnered that many?
Well, we were trying to check back the records. I mean, to have 10 out of 10, if that makes sense. And our awards slightly changed over the years, you know. I believe that one show got 11 nominations out of a possible 11. So I think this is probably, someone will now see this and email in and tell me I'm wrong, I think this is probably the only time when the second time the show has equalled that record of having the maximum that it could. So, you know, 10 nominations out of a possible 10, you know, you actually can't get better. So it's an extraordinary success, reflects the strength and depth of the cast, but also the creative team in that production.
Yeah.
And, you know, it's packing them in every night, and quite deservedly.
And it's one of several kind of feel-good shows that seem to be doing very well at the moment. Do you think that's a very real phenomenon, or do you think it's just a label that the media have put on?
I don't know. I mean, look, there are different productions for different times. And yes, one can quote Matilda and Ghost and Noises Off and Ladykillers, One Man, Two Governors, all heavily nominated. But also something like Anna Christie heavily nominated, which I don't think you could particularly describe as kind of comedic or, you know, fun-filled. You know, so I think there is a strength and there's a depth there. But yeah, look, people want to enjoy themselves when they go out at the moment. And, you know, one hopes theatre producers are quite canny people, and you know, I think you're seeing that coming through.
Yeah, and just final question. Obviously, your focus is very much on this year at the moment. But how do you see the Oliviers building over the next couple of years?
Well, you know, I'm sort of on record as talking about a 3-year plan to kind of relaunch the Oliviers. This is year 2. Yeah. We have some exciting thoughts for year 3. Let's get through year 2 first, and then we'll see. But look, we're excited by some of the discussions that are going on, both with the BBC, creatively for next year. But you know, we've got a massive show to put on in just over 4 weeks' time first, and you know, we're very, very excited to welcome the world this time to view the Oliviers in the Royal Opera House. You know, we're hoping to put on a spectacular show that showcases all those nominated musicals and some other special things that night, and show the world what London theatre is all about, and also to celebrate that great acting and creative talent. And that's what this year's about, and then let's see what we do next year. But we're very excited about it.
Brilliant. Thank you, Julian.